Hello and welcome to another Android Studio development tutorial. Now, this one's going to be more about the designing part of the application rather than developing. And the theme of today's tutorial is going to be how to add transparent background or semi-transparent background to our text views, so it's going to have this more robust yet elegant look and feel if we, for instance, want to create blog posts, add a titles or descriptions on images that are sort of with a bright color and we don't want to change that. So let's see how we're going to make that. So let's start up our new Android Studio project. I'm going to call this text transparency. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to choose API 21 or any one you prefer, empty activity, and I'm going to finish. And now I'm going to wait for the project to build. Alright, so project has built successfully. So we're going to go to our activity main.xml file. And well, we already have this hello world text view. So what we're going to do is, let's customize it. So I'm going to replace hello world with traveling is fun as its title. I'm going to create its text size, actually set its text size to 18 SB. I'm going to center the text. I'm going to set it to be bold. What we're also going to do is up here at the how the text is going to be shown, we're going to set match constraint. Alright, I'm going to set its size to be 16 on each side. Next thing we're going to do is going to add another text view right below. And we're going to remove the bottom constraint of our title. I'm going to constrain the top of our other text view, to the top to the bottom of the title, left to left, right to right. There we go, and the bottom to the bottom of the screen. Better yet, take this one and I'm going to set the bottom of the title here. So now we have centralized both the title and the text view. So let's just replace this second text view for some dummy text. So this is just a random blog post description to fill out space needed here. There we go. Relatively good long description. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove or set the app constraint to 0, so it's sort of glued to the title. I'm going to set its left and right constraints to 16. And we're also going to say match constraint. There we go. Now, usually when you set the text color or the background, you use hexadecimal values. They're consistent of 6 digits or numbers. They represent a red, green, and blue channel. Now, to add transparency to it, they need to be prefixed with alpha channel. Now, I will give in the description the list to certain alpha channels that you can use for certain percentages. And in this case, we're going to use a 60% transparency value. Let's just center this text here. No, not italics, center it. There we go. So in order to do that, we're going to go to our text at the design. I'm going to say text color, Android, color white. So the text color is going to be white. The background color is going to be 60% transparent and is going to be black color. Now 60% is represented as 99, and now I'm going to add our hexadecimal color. In this case, it's going to be 141414. I'm going to repeat the process for our description. There we go. Click Control A to select entire text, Control Alt and L, so it's going to rearrange our XML. Now when we go back to the design, you will see now that the we have this sort of rectangle that has the black background and white text. Now what we're going to add here, just to make it just a little bit more open, we're going to add padding and set it to 15 dp on both our title and text description. Now when we go back to design, you see it's much more better. Now this doesn't mean much, so let's add a background to our constraint layout. So expand the application, expand res file, right click on drawable and show in Explorer. Now inside the drawable folder you can draw or actually bring along all your images, all your assets that needed to be there. In this case, I found this traveling photograph. I'm going to go back and in our activity main XML, we're going to go here and set background to be drawable traveling. Rearrange it. There we go. Now let's go to the design. It's going to refresh layout. Sometimes it's going to have rendering issues, sometimes it won't. If it doesn't, you can click here and force refresh layout or click letter R, because sometimes it's going to not load all these things. So there you go. Now you have a, for instance, blog post that has a beautiful background and has a title, a description, and it has and these two have background, which is overlaying, giving this sort of nice and elegant effect. Now what we can do here more, we can add buttons, for instance. So let's drag a button right below, and we're going to constrain its bottom to the bottom of the screen, right and left side. Here we go. We're going to set to be match constraint, because why not? And we're going to give it size on both of these by 16, so it's matching our text up here. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go here to drawable, new drawable resource file. I'm going to say button background. Go to text. Instead of selector, we're going to use shape. Now within the shape, we're going to add a gradient to our button, and we're going to add a radius so our button will be rounded. So let's say gradient. I'm going to say angle. It's going to be 90 degrees. I'm going to say start color. I'm going to leave that blank for now, and I'm going to say end color. And we're going to close our tag. And right below, we're going to say corners, radius, and let's say 20 dp. We can change this later on. Now the start color, I prepared these two colors. They're hexadecimal, but they don't have any transparency within them. There we go. Rearrange it. Now, when we go to the button, after adding these things, so after adding the colors to our background, button background, I'm going to go to TextView, text actually representation, or XML. I'm going to go here to the button. I'm going to say text color, Android color white for the text color. I'm going to go background. I'm going to say at drawable button background. So now we'll go to the design. We should see a different button. Now I know this color is a little bit intense in compared to the background and everything else here. But the main ideology here was to see how to add a text view background transparency, which we just did. And this can be a perfect representation for your blog posts or any other posts that you want to create that are going to have this sort of text overlaying background, but you don't want to change the color of the text. So it's better to add a background to it that's sort of semi-transparent like we've just done here. Now, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments of this video, and I will see you in the next one.